at Xtian Dela.
In terms of remaining relevant and authentic, you know, it's one thing to have the numbers. It's another thing to have the influence. It's another thing to sustain the influence over a period of time. So the hardest thing for someone, getting the numbers is very easy. You can have something very crazy as Gangnam Style, go viral, have 1 billion followers, get everyone following you, but will you retain them? Maintaining them. You see, as a content creator, I recently started YouTube in my country, and I know YouTube is going to pick up the way, it's really big in the States. It's not really big in Africa because of data. But I started YouTube, and when I started, I really had this psych. I was really fired up to do this thing. And I said, let me do daily content. On the third day, I had this creative block, like what do I do next? You do something crazy. And you know, about social media, it's all about, I want to top my previous post. Like on this post, I had like 500 retweets, and the next one I had like 1,000 or 2,000. And then shock on you, you post it, and then you have like 5 retweets. You're like, what is happening? You see, I have 1 million followers. That doesn't mean if I post, I'm going to get 1 million retweets. I have never gotten that. Right. The most number of retweets I've ever gotten is like, I think, 25,000 retweets. I post something, my average retweets. In Kenya, it's very funny. Africans really don't love retweeting the comments for some reason. I get an average of 200, 300. If I really do well, it's 1,000. And I really struggle. So about relevance and being authentic, first of all, I tell people social media is not about me. It's about the people. You see, it's like the same thing when people ask me, how do you get your numbers on Instagram? How do you get followers? I tell them, if you're putting up a picture on Instagram or on social media because you love it and you think it's funny to you, it's not about you. If it's all about you, leave it on your phone. You have an album on your phone. Leave it on your phone. You have to understand your crowd. You have to put out what your crowd wants. Not necessarily because you love it, because your crowd identifies with it. So I spend majority of the time on my social media. The reason that's why I've been on social media, this is my 10th year. The reason that's why I retain my relevance and consistency is because I'm able to do at least 5 to 8 hours of research on each and every day to know what are people talking about, how can I enter this market. A good example is when I was coming to South Africa, some of you might have seen this, I put up a post that said, South Africa, your boy is coming. People in South Africa really don't know me that well. Right. So that post went viral. I got more than 1,000 comments. It blew up. Even the South African Minister of Security tweeted about it. He said, who are you? Who the hell are you? We don't know you.
And what is it about that tweet you think that made it go viral?
You know, as I said, I do a provocative. I post provocative stuff that I want engagement. At the end of the day, engagement matters for me. Right. The publicity matters for me. I've been on social media for long to know that any positive feedback and negative feedback is positive feedback to me because I know how to spin it around. Right. If you're there, someone hits you on social media, like, oh man, damn, I don't know how to do this. You're losing it. So I provocatively put out the post. People were insulting me. I was getting a lot of calls. Even family members are telling me, oh, X-Man, I'm sorry, man, it's really crazy. Media houses in my country put it up. Like, this is the guy, the self-proclaimed most influential guy in Africa. People don't know you. And you know what?
Right. That works for you.
In a span of 6 hours, right. I kid you not, I got more than 8,000 Twitter followers from South Africa.
Wow.
You see,
right.
So at the end of the day, you need to know your act. You need to research. Research is one of the most important things about content and relevance on social media. If you do not know what's going around you, you will be left by the wind.
At Xtian Dela.